Oh, White Claw Surge.
One of those kind of nights, man.
So, here we got, what is that, toothpaste?
No, it's adhesive.
Oh.
I'm just a John that hates Mondays and is addicted to drinking White Claw Surges. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. We're Those Movie Dudes. I'm your host, John. I'm scared of scary monsters because it's Spooktober, everybody. Yeah, it's our second Spooktober episode, I think. Or is this our first? Did we just do a previous one? I can't remember.
We did a previous one, yeah, on the wailing.
The wailing.
No one will save you.
Gotta love that blubber.
That was so long ago. It feels like that feels like it was forever ago, but
2 weeks ago. But
yeah, that's ages in John's world. But here we are, Spooktober episode number 2. We got Spence, we got Nate. We're Those Movie Dudes. We're a podcast where we talk about movies. This week being horror movies only, except for the trivia, because John doesn't know enough about horror movies to make horror movie trivia. That's remotely entertaining.
Maybe
and
I
okay.
should have done the trivia.
I honestly feel like we definitely should have had Nate do the trivia this month. Yeah.
Well, it's too late. We're on a live recording, and there's no going back now.
What I will say, how about we have one more Spooktober? It comes out the day before Halloween. Nate is in charge of trivia.
What am I in charge of then? Nothing.
Watching the movies that we agree on.
Okay.
So
well, I've done that at
yeah.
least once for this show, so I think I could do it again.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. We're going to talk about some movie news, maybe writer strike over, I don't know. Some new releases. We're going to talk about a first-time watch, and then we're going to finish it off with some mainstream trivia. But if you do want to follow us, which I highly suggest you do, go ahead on YouTube. If you're not watching right now, you can watch us live, not live, but with video. You can see us sitting in our dark, depressing apartments and trying to make it through a podcast after a very long Monday. But you can do that. Just go ahead and search up Those Movie Dudes podcast on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, all those places at Those Movie Dudes. And if you are listening on Apple's podcast or Spotify, make sure to follow. That way we never miss an episode. Okay? With all that out of the way, I am ready to talk about some movie news. If there is any, Spencer, please let us know. Take it away.
This is movie news. News.
Is there anything going on? I probably not.
Um,
No.
I mean, there's some trailers and stuff. I think A24 almost bought the rights for the Halloween movies. I mean, that's kind of cool. Maybe, I don't know if that ended up happening. That was just a rumor.
What does that mean for the franchise? My goodness.
I think they want to do TV stuff with Halloween. I really have no idea, and I don't really care, to be honest.
Guys, it's just a guy with a mask and a knife. We don't have to take it that much.
No,
further.
but if anybody watched Halloween Ends, I mean, you can pass on evil through the eyes. Okay, don't forget about Corey. I think about Corey at least once a week.
Do
Okay?
you really?
No, but that was a weird choice that they made with the third
Yeah, that
movie.
was so strange. Like, who thought of that?
We'll get into a David Gordon Green movie later on in this episode in a different horror franchise. But I mean, SAG strike is still going on. Not a whole lot of fun movie news. I just figured let's just keep talking about some horror movies.
What we do.
So my question to you guys is, aside from the podcast, anybody watch anything in the horror genre recently that's not related to the podcast?
I'll let Nate take this. He's the horror guy.
He's nodding his head over there. He's looking like
He seems excited to talk about something.
I watched horror movies this weekend. I watched Doctor Sleep, which is always something fun to go back and watch. Rebecca Ferguson's she's an angel. And then I rewatched
the deep breath. Yeah, she's something.
She's remarkable, man.
She can sing really well too. Have you seen The Greatest Showman? Come on, is that her singing, Spencer? Is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
You sure?
It's not her.
Are you sure?
100%.
You know with absolute certainty?
Yes.
Damn,
100%.
Kiernan Shipka is all over the IMDb homepage right now.
Who?
Sorry, what? Why is it still just me? Take me off. I don't want to be there for that. That makes me look like a psychopath.
But yeah,
Wow.
I watched Dr. Sleep from Michael of the Flanagan, and I watched Smile again. Yeah, that was a fun one to wake up like 8 o'clock in the morning, just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch this woman get emotionally broken down and watch.
It's a great way to start your Saturday morning. Yeah.
It was, I was sitting there and I'm like, the sun's out, the birds are chirping. Time to just watch
Women in emotional turmoil. I love it too, man.
it was an easy choice. It was an easy choice.
It's a way to get back
Nice.
at all the ones that have wronged us in the past.
Oh, every single frickin' one. Don't like if any of them are out there listening, you caused this.
I watch movies because of you. Horror movies.
I imagine you.
All right.
Speaking of Mike Flanagan with Dr. Sleep, I have started the show. It's a long title. It's the Fall of the House of Usher.
It's very wordy. It's a very wordy.
Yeah, it's a big title. It's a bunch of short stories based on Edgar Allan Poe. I'm 7 episodes in. I got one more to go, and I'm loving it. I mean, it's Mike Flanagan just on fire. He's incredible. He's one of the best horror storytellers I think out there. So it's a lot of fun.
I agree. I've been watching that as well. There's some. It's very good storytelling in and of itself, and then there's just some horrifying scenes in the show so far. I think I'm 3 episodes in, maybe 4, but there's one that takes place in like a worn down factory during a rave that is just horrifying.
Yep.
And then there's an evil cat that I would argue to say is a little bit more of an asshole than in Pet Sematary. So
Church the cat.
Quite something. Yeah.
But
little bastard.
I also watched VHS 85. Did you guys watch the new VHS movie that's on Shudder?
No, but I'd love to know if it's worth checking out.
Oh, Nate, what do you think?
I think it was worth checking out, but it was also it was different. It was a lot different than some of the other VHS movies, but like had the same idea, just somewhat intertwining shorts that are somewhat connected, but not really. Yeah, and I was a little disappointed just because there was one short that I liked in particular that just we never really saw it play out, and I was like, oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, my biggest gripe is that a lot of them ended just short. I mean, I was just starting to get into them, and then they just cut to the next one. But I'd say it's worth watching because it does have probably one of the best shorts of the entire franchise. It was so cool.
Okay.
And I'd say it's probably worth watching just for that. Just like I think it was 95 or something. There was like a Japanese like surgery short that was so intense.
It was all like organic creatures walking around. Yeah.
Amazing. And like I'd say that movie's worth watching just for that short. But like it's not for me, like VHS 2, I think has the most like consistent, like great shorts after another, and they all feel very satisfying for the most part. This one, like I said, I wasn't as satisfied with this one as the others, but it's still a fun time.
I did not realize they cranked out so many of these. Like
there's 99,
94, 99,
85,
viral.
94, that's right. Viral's
VHS,
awful.
Okay,
terrible.
I've only seen 1 and 2. And maybe
I remember
94?
walking out
You
of
definitely
viral.
watched 94. I think we have a podcast episode on 94, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all on Shudder. I think Shudder makes them every year now. Every October there's another VHS, so they're just fun movies. So
It's a fun concept that you could keep doing and it can be different every time. Just look at like the Saw franchise. They've made 10 movies now and they're still going to keep doing it. And this is one where they can almost be a little bit more creative in any way that they want because they can just make whatever video short film that they want. It's very versatile idea. Regardless of how good it is, people are still going to probably watch it on services like Shudder. So
go Shudder.
Yeah, good for Shudder. It's a great thing for Shudder. This is one of those movies that I think will keep people coming back.
But I mean, Shudder is a streaming service. It's worth it, I'd say. But on the opposite of streaming service, physical media. Nate, any new physical media editions?
Why just Nate? Oh,
Yeah.
What, John? Have you bought any 4Ks
sorry, John.
recently?
Did you get any
No,
Funkos lately?
I actually haven't bought any Funkos lately.
No Funkos?
Oh,
Anything new that you want
wow.
to showcase? Because this is show and tell now.
This is show and tell. I'm trying. Oh, I bought the new Nintendo Switch OLED. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. Oh, and here I am. A lot of Mario Kart lately. I got the new iPhone. You want to see it? There
Sure.
it is. New iPhone.
Ooh,
I'm still trying to sell the old one, $600.
It looks just
I'm
it looks
willing
just
to go
like
down.
the other ones. Like
It does. It does. Yeah, $60
Yeah.
a month for the device payment.
Well, DM us if you want to buy John's old iPhone.
Yeah, I'm happy to sell it to you. I'll give you a deal as long as I get paid more than $490 because that's what Apple will give me. I turned down a $500 offer because I was like, I can do better. Probably should have taken it.
Probably should have taken it.
Probably should. I regret that. I was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it, it's probably gone down in value since then.
Any
Yep,
new physical media editions, Nate?
Yeah, of course there is. It's Spooktober. I had to add to my collection. Even though I did express that I was having a little bit of buyer's remorse, but you know, it is what it is. But the first one I got is a David Cronenberg movie. I know John likes his movies.
Yeah, he's my favorite director.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Mhm.
And this one's just like it. It's called Rabid. It's a Scream
Oh, I love that
Factory
movie.
edition. Yeah. It's about just people getting sick and going rabid. See, as you can tell, she's having a great time. Yeah.
Females in
but yeah.
peril.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's Rabid. Yeah, of course. It's the time we're living in.
So,
and then
Can I try to guess how much you spent on each movie? The one you burned, and
Sure.
then you tell me if I'm close. Rabid. You said it's a who made the Blu-ray?
Scream Factory.
Scream Factory. Okay, so I'm gonna guess it's brand new. Did you bought it brand new? It's not used.
It's used.
It's you. I'm gonna guess you spend $11.97. No. I just pop up in the middle and then disappear. Oh! I thought you were gonna tell me. I'm gonna keep guessing until I get close. Am I higher or lower?
You're
Higher or
very
lower?
low.
Real? Wow. Okay, I'll go $21.99. $21.97.
Now you're high.
$16.97.
Low.
$18.97.
Low.
And $17.97. Are you gonna make me get within cents?
High. I might.
Oh, 18 was low? Or were you telling me if I was lower? Or were you telling me
Okay,
if the
I
number
spent 20
was lower?
bucks on it. Okay. I'm just
Okay.
I'm tired of the guessing games.
I think the
and
rules
then
were not clarified enough for me to understand.
This ain't a segment, man. This is my time to shine. And then this one I was actually very happy about because it's in impeccable shape. That's my new word, impeccable.
That's how I see myself in the mirror.
And it has a cool green case.
The Grinch? Elf?
No,
Those are the only
it's
two movies that
the
come
Toxic
in green.
Avenger.
Oh, yeah. Another great movie that I've seen
The
many times.
first superhuman hero from New Jersey. Which
Is it Mike Sarantino from Jersey Shore?
All right, Spencer, I think we can move on now.
All right. Well, yeah, fair enough. John, do you want to guess how much he paid for the Toxic Avenger?
I think he spent more on that. I think that was $22.97. Don't act crazy because you spent
high.
$20 on the other one, which is probably worth like $5.99.
Way high.
Okay, I'm gonna say $14.97.
Way high.
$9.97.
High.
$6.
Low.
$7.97.
Base about that, yeah.
Okay, it had to be in that
Close to that.
$7.97 like bin with all those movies. I should have just gone there to begin with. Sorry.
Well,
But
it was
next time.
13, but I used my points. So
There you go.
So I was
Yeah.
no, I was still wrong. Okay.
Couple those off.
Yeah.
So John, you didn't get any new 4Ks or Blu-rays over the past couple of weeks?
I'm gonna be honest, man. My Blu-rays, at one point I went over to my shelf and I saw a legitimate layer of dust covering them.
It's happened to all of us. It's okay.
So
not me.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, I really want to go over there and pop one in, but there's just a lot of options online too. It's tough. It's a tough time we live in.
It
You know
is.
what I mean?
So many options.
I did actually get a little physical media over the past couple of
Okay.
weeks, and it does tie into what we're about to do
Mm.
here. But the movie that I picked up is
Dracula.
First time watchers, are you watching with us? We're those movie dudes, and we about to discuss another movie that we've never seen. So grab some popcorn and pull up a seat.
You caught me again. You're always catching
Wow.
me with my popcorn in my mouth.
it's the fucking face you make every time.
I'm gonna start making it at work with like my boss. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. I can't stop. Anyways, so we're doing
Dracula.
first time watches. That's my bad. I thought we were doing the other one first. Here we are. First time watches. Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula. As a matter of fact, Dracula. Gary Oldman really trying to do his best Dracula. Goddamn.
Hey, he's
Yeah.
arguably like one of the best Dracula representations in all of film. So you
If
give
not
him
the
some
best.
respect.
Sirius Black playing Dracula. Am
And
I
this was
introducing
way
the movie?
before
This is
that.
Spencer's movie. So yeah,
This is
first
actually-
time
this is
watches.
actually Nate's movie.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Goodness.
John, you're a fucking oof.
yeah. Can you tell that I didn't prepare for the podcast? In any way?
I can tell. I can tell every week.
Well, why don't you take it away? Dracula from 1992 or something, I think.
Yes, it is 1992. Thank you for knowing that.
go.
But can you tell me who directed it, Jonathan?
It was actually Francis Ford Coppola, and I know that because it's right here
Wow.
on the poster. And I actually was very surprised when it came up at the end of the movie. I was like, "No way! That's like a famous director guy."
Yeah,
That's
A little bit,
directed
a little bit.
this?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
A little bit, yeah, you know. He's a little well known, but yeah.
Didn't he did like
the
Apocalypse Now.
grandfather. Yeah, it's a great movie.
The grandfather, wait, the one with Robert De Niro and Aubrey Plaza and Zac Efron?
Just went right over your head. Nope. Okay, moving on. We did Dracula. Okay, Nate, take it away.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, 92, like John said. Also, he said it was by Francis Ford Coppola, which I'm still impressed with.
That I
Basically, a
can read.
letterbox. It just says blood is life. Dracula leaves captive Jonathan Haka in Romania, and he is on search for his reincarnated love, who is played by Winona Ryder. And this is just one of those just gothic movies that when I first watched this in college, I had bought it on Blu-ray, and I was gonna return it after I watched it because I fucking
happens with so many
hated
movies
it.
with you. Just like
I
I
hated it. Oh, I hated it so much. But alas, on a rewatch, I did not hate it. Though it is not a masterpiece, I still had a good time. But the floor is to you guys. How did you feel going into this? What'd you know about it?
So I knew that it was a movie about Dracula. And I saw that Keanu Reeves was in it, and I was like, nah,
He is the
1992
MVP
Dracula?
of this movie.
He's hardly
The
in it.
MVP. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, no, I was just glad to see that this wasn't like the 1863 Dracula, and that it was actually made in like the last century. So that right off the bat, I was like, I'm in. It's just over 2 hours. I can handle this. Watch it on football Sunday instead of football. Okay, that's I know. And I wasn't pumped to watch it, but once it started to get going, I'm like, all right, I'm getting into this. I'm getting into the vibes. I'm certainly getting into Winona Ryder.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's one of those things where it's like, damn, wow. It's just a lot of wow moments in this movie, from the costume design to the practical effects to the just what's literally happening in the movie. Damn, they went for it, So I want to hear what Spencer thought, but yeah, off the bat, I enjoyed myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Love never dies.
Certainly doesn't.
Yeah, I had never seen this movie before. It's been on my watch list for many, many years. And I was going into this movie based off of what Nate said, which was, yeah, you bought the movie and hated it and wanted to return the Blu-ray. And so that made me go out and blind buy the 4K. So I went out and
It's
got the
usually what
4K
leads to purchasing the
because
film.
it also wasn't streaming anywhere. I was like, I don't want to rent it. I'd rather just own it. Because if I like it, then I get to keep it. If I don't like it, then whatever. Maybe I'll revisit it and have a different opinion later. I don't know. That's why I like physical media. Okay, so fuck off.
Boom.
So-
Leave us alone.
Fox Avenger.
Got
Yep.
the 4K, and when I was watching this movie, I was actually regretting getting the 4K because this movie needs to be experienced on VHS on a box TV because this is just the most 90s movie I've maybe ever seen. Like the costumes, the set, the music, the crazy amount of crossfades, and like the the scenes of the journal in the foreground, and then just some crazy like some like horse in a carriage in like the background. Just like so many wacky, crazy shots and camera movements that were so crazy, and like there's lightning effects that look so weird and cheesy.
The green smoke out of just pouring through windows. I'm like, is that practical? I think it
It's
was.
very over the top, and like they spent a lot of money on this. And then yeah, you have Keanu running around doing a terrible British accent. I forget which line it was, but there's one particular line delivery that's like, wait, like that was the one they went with. Like there's got to been a whole bunch of other takes, but they chose that line, like that delivery. It was so bad. I forget which one it is. I'm sure it's on YouTube. But he was god awful in this movie, and it's crazy that he is such a beloved actor to this day. Because I mean, he's so bad.
He's one of those actors, dude, where like he's kind of like Matthew McConaughey, where just delivered some real shit and then has redeemed himself over the years. Honestly, I don't think Keanu Reeves is even that great of an actor now. Like he's a good actor, but
he found what he's really good at and excelled in that area.
Yeah, but he's
John
still
Wick.
he's one of those actors like that's Keanu Reeves. He's got the same mannerisms no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was definitely the worst part of this movie.
It was just insane. Like
Yeah.
he's in a movie directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and his performance is just so weird and bad. But oh well. I mean, it is what it is. He definitely added to the like the schlockiness of the movie, and like that's what I didn't realize was this movie is very over the top and schlocky. It's silly. It's very silly at times, and I didn't really know the whole story of Bram Stoker's Dracula like that well. I mean, obviously I knew Dracula, but like I kind of forgot about the whole like Van Helsing with like Anthony Hopkins here and like the werewolf and all these other components.
Renfield's
to
in
this whole
here,
story.
like,
Renfield
everyone's in
played by
there,
Tom
yeah.
Waits, which is hilarious. So I mean, there were some fun surprises, and I did have a good time with the movie overall. Like it honestly was a blast to watch. I did enjoy it quite a bit. I had a good time with it.
I think that this is crazy enough, the third Dracula movie I've seen this year. Because I saw Renfield, which the only reason I was like, oh my God, Renfield, that's a reoccurring character. That's not Nicholas Hoyt, though. And then they also had the Demeter in this movie was referenced. So it's like every aspect of Dracula kind of made its way into this movie. And obviously those movies are newer, so they pulled from it. But there's like this whole deep threaded story of Dracula. And it's actually like genuinely interesting to put yourself in that world. And this movie does a really good job of building that for you to experience and have it be crazy and weird and gross and have this like psychotic forbidden romance where you don't really feel bad for Keanu Reeves because he's such a bad actor in the movie. I'm just like, you know what? Just go for it, Winona. Do it. Just do it for the story at this point. You know what I mean?
She does. She does a lot of things for this story, and I wish she did some other things, but
I was waiting for that, and that wasn't.
They had Lucy do it though, so I guess that was fine. But like,
that's my one gripe with the movie was her character and the storyline with her. I thought it dragged it down just a little bit, but that's just a nitpick. But
I thought it was because she didn't click that extra box on the contract.
Wow. But we did get to see like a pretty big cast as well. Carrie Elways and Richard Grant and I don't remember who played the other like third suitor, but it was kind
Monica
of funny.
Bellucci's in it.
Yep, she was one of the like the harem that attacks Keanu Reeves and like basically has sex with him.
Oh yeah, that scene was they just came out of the sheets and just engulfed him almost. That was
I
was
do kind
really
of laugh
something.
out loud when Dracula just like busted through the window. That scene too. He's like, "Hello!" It's just like, man,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, yeah.
I didn't know
And
it was
that-
Gary Oldman until you saw younger Gary Oldman. I'm like, wait, is he also older Gary Oldman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
Gary Oldman's all through this movie. But there were some cool things to it that I did like on this time around. Like when Keanu Reeves first shows up to the castle and he's talking to Dracula, and Dracula's just moving in all of these really just not normal ways that just like impossibly he'll disappear behind him. But then also the shadow. If you pay attention to the shadow on the wall, you'll see it doing something different than what Dracula is actually doing, like putting its hands around Keanu's neck and stuff like that. Very over the top and theatrical. But I think Gary Oldman is the star of all this just because he's mesmerizing. Like when she sees him across the street and they're back in London and he just kind of whispers, "Look at me." And she kind of turns and looks and whatnot. It was just some cool little things that they did that really made him a terrifying character. I mean, he was honestly my favorite character. I did like Winona Ryder too, though. But yeah, just the whole stuff with Lucy and whatnot. It was just to kind of push the fact that something's happening, and it wasn't happening to her. So yeah,
it's fun. It's interesting. It's lots of blood used in this film, like to almost a disgusting level, but not as much as one of the other movies we're going to talk about tonight. But I'll agree, dude. I think Gary Oldman steals the show completely in this movie. Like without Gary Oldman, I can't really. I mean, there's a lot of actors that can play a crazy psychotic person, and he isn't really the person I would have thought in a role
Leon
like
the
this,
Professional.
Yeah, no, that's a
his
good point.
character in
That's a
that?
good
Oh
point.
my god!
And he's hardly in it, but True Romance. I mean, he is
He's the
incredible
drug
in that.
dealer.
Yeah, in that
I
little
guess I
world
just
that
see
he
him as like
has.
a kind-hearted dude, but he's played some real shitheads. Like,
Like
Yeah,
Winston
and
Churchill.
He's great at it.
yeah, what an ass. Yeah,
But
I
no,
haven't
he
seen that
is
movie, but
so committed to this movie. Like he kind of felt like the only actor that
Showed
knew
up.
what movie he was in a way. Like he realized, oh, this is Francis Ford Coppola making Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's apparently very authentic to the book. So I hear, and so he wanted to probably commit and give it his all. I don't know if he was nominated for Best Actor. Probably not. I don't think
Dude.
I
so.
doubt it.
Yeah,
You know what'd
I
be
don't
crazy?
think he was.
I'm gonna
but-
look that up in the meantime. But
I mean, he won an Oscar already for The Darkest Hour.
this movie won 3 Oscars.
Did it? Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
actually look up to see if it did get any
Costume
Oscars,
design,
but
probably.
Yeah, I mean the
It
production,
was all
the sets
technical.
looked amazing. The costumes were great, obviously.
That's
there was
exactly
some-
what I got. I got makeup,
Set design.
costume design, and art directions, like production design.
It is a very like pretty movie too. Like there were some visuals that were incredible, even in the beginning too. Like when they're kind of recapping when he's in the Ottoman Empire, and there's that visual of all of the men like just impaled on like the stakes, and it's all like a red sky, and like they're all silhouettes. Like there was some really great, cool shots, and like I mentioned before, like with the journals and in the foreground, and like the something going on in the background, like during like I don't know, some like ship sailing or a horse carriage traveling through the mountains, and like the Transylvania, like the castle itself, like it looked really cool, like kind of like even Tim Burton-esque. So I did have a fun time with it visually. So it's a fun watch. It's a perfect time to watch it with Spooktober. So I mean, you got the foliage and everything. So it's a great time of year to watch this. So I actually really liked it. So I went 3.5 out of 5 right now. I could see it maybe going up to like a 4. I'd watch this again too. So this is a good movie that I'm happy that I finally watched.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I think we're all going to be in pretty much full agreement for this one. I think it is a lot of fun. It's hard to not enjoy yourself, even in the slightest, watching this movie, just because of how insane it is. There's so much happening. I do think that the first kind of like half of the movie, it took me a while to actually like latch on, I guess, in a way.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
a hard story to like latch onto, however, but regardless, like once the romance really kicks in and it turns into that gothic romance, like craziness between Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, I think that's when I was like, okay, they're really going for it now. And that's when I was latched on. And also just like I like the lore of Dracula, like how they really did like build that world, like Spencer said, with like the kind of old-timey, like historic Dracula stuff. That was interesting. So I also gave it a 3.5 out of 5. This
Okay.
is a film that I would revisit. It actually is. I would watch this again. Not saying a lot.
It shouldn't, because it's Francis Ford Coppola.
Nah, that doesn't mean a lot for mainstream boys sometimes though.
Yeah, I know you're the one
You
that
know?
goes for the Pitch Perfects and
Exactly.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Elizabeth Banks, sign me up.
Yeah, no, she couldn't direct this movie. If she did,
No.
Rebel Wilson would have played Dracula, and it
I mean,
would've
her
just
version of
been-
Dracula was like Cocaine Bear, so she could do it.
God, I don't want to talk about that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of in the middle. I'm between a 3 and a 3.5, but since you guys are on that train, I'll do a 3.5 too. But I'm not doing
Wow.
push-ups. I'm tired.
No, only if it's 5 out of 5, right? Or is it for all of it?
Technically, it was whenever we gave a movie the same grade
same-
all around.
It'd be the first time on the video podcast, so
Yeah.
I think we should do it.
Oh, come on. Can
Yep.
I take a rain check? I
No.
do not feel good.
All right, you can do hand push-ups. So you have to
Thank
hold your
you.
hands like this, and you have to go.
All right, so John, it came out in 1992. So how about 92 push-ups?
How about 19? Because it came out in the 1900s.
How about
How about we agree with
how about
9?
9?
9 push-ups.
No.
How about 2? How about 92 push-ups?
2. Let's do 2. All right, cool.
All right, 2 push-ups.
Oh, fine. I'll fucking do push-ups.
Okay.
Damn, I feel like I just ran a fucking marathon.
All right.
That's
That
how it
went
feels when
really,
you're an
really
alcoholic.
slow.
Yeah, I'm never giving the same grade again.
You had a choice there. You didn't have to. And you knew the
I know.
possible consequences.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I know.
2 push-ups. Fucking Jesus, I'm
I
struggling here.
know. So you gotta
All
pick
right.
movies
So
with
yeah,
longer
that was
numbers.
Dracula.
There he
Hi,
is, Gary
Gary.
Oldman. Winona
Winona
Ryder.
Ryder.
Well, yeah, that's Dracula. And 1992, go check it out. It's a $3.99 rental on Apple TV or Amazon if you feel the need to watch said movie. But with all that being said, I think it's time to talk about some new releases. No, it's not, because we got to pick the movies for next time, right, Spencer?
Oh shit! You
Almost
remembered.
forgot right there.
Look at you! Look at you! All right.
And it's actually up to me. I'm actually gonna go grab them because they're right here and make it a little more fun. I'm gonna go grab them.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you for making me full screen, Spencer. You got the full body shot. You should have to pay extra for that. But here we are. Instead of doing 3 films to choose from, I only chose 2 because I forgot I had to choose this week. So here we are. Spooktober Part 3 in 2 weeks from now. It's going to be either Poltergeist, or The Lost Boys. I have not seen either of these films, and I own them both on 4K. Bought them last Black Friday. They're both still in the plastic. And it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys.
I think I have an idea of what's going to win. So I'm going to try and do this a little differently. Try a different strategy.
I do lean toward one. But it's not by much. Like I would watch either of these with equal excitement. So
I'm ready. Mine's all typed.
Okay. You're in the chat on StreamYard? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Fire away, everybody. Wow. Okay.
Oh.
We got Jinx. Oh, Spencer, a Sprite.
Little Craig T.
Everybody.
Nelson. Little.
This is the one where you can click off the podcast if you want. They both said the same thing, and it's gonna be
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Okay, that's what we're watching. I was hoping for the other one.
Yeah, I know.
The
That's
Lost
why I put in
Boys.
Poltergeist.
So the Lost Boys, we will not watch ever.
Nope.
We're
Some point.
watching Poltergeist. Here we go. Poltergeist. Steven Spielberg.
I am probably going to watch The Lost Boys at some point. I did pick it up on 4K recently.
Spielberg
but-
did not direct
He's like-
Poltergeist.
Right.
Toby Hooper
directed
did.
that.
Oh, my mistake. I didn't read the fine print.
I've been wanting to revisit Poltergeist for a couple of years now, so I feel like that might make for a fun discussion. I've never seen Lost Boys, so I don't
I'm
know.
excited for it. My only gripe with just Poltergeist watching it in general is I know the story. They built their house on an ancient burial ground, and then shit happens. That's the story, right? I don't know anything about the Lost Boys. So
I
that's
bet,
why
I
want
bet
to
you
watch
could
Lost
guess
Boys.
what Lost Boys is about.
They're vampires, right? And
Wow,
we just did a vampire
see
movie.
there, you got it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, well, there's a little. I guarantee there's more than just they're vampires, and then that's
yeah,
the movie.
and we just
credits
watched a
roll, like-
vampire film, so
Like I
that's-
just okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck myself. Okay,
well,
and,
that's good picks. Good pick. No,
thank
no,
you. They're both. I'm
okay.
glad we're good choices. I'm excited for Poltergeist. Very much excited.
All right.
Here we go. Let's talk about some new releases. Releases.
My eyes got stuck in the back.
Lock
of
it
my
up,
head.
everybody. Let's do the Renegade. Welcome to those TikTok dudes. No, I'm just fucking kidding. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some new releases, everybody. Going back here, we have 3 movies that we may or may not have seen in theaters. I think one of these that we're about to talk about did not come out in theaters, but I do believe at least Spencer watched it. But to kick things off here, we're going to talk about the 10th entry into this franchise. Oop. That's going to be... It's not coming up. I'm trying to put it up there. Saw X.
Saw X. Okay.
There we
Scott.
go. Saw X. I went and saw this in theaters. I sat in the handicap seat because that was all that was left, and I felt very special. Did you guys know that the handicap seat is actually for people to accompany the actual handicapped person? So, like, it's reserved up until the showtime for someone to sit next to someone who's in a wheelchair next to them. Didn't know that until yesterday. But yeah, so I went and saw X. I used the other seat to put my popcorn and jacket in.
Oh, of course you did.
Am I the only one that saw this?
No, I
don't
saw
think
it.
so. You saw it.
Why do you think
Okay.
me and you are on the screen?
Yeah, no, I didn't make anything.
Not all
of
about
that,
you,
but
John.
I wasn't dotting my T's and crossing my I's there. But yeah, Saw X, the 10th movie in the franchise. This one seems to take place where Jigsaw is he have another name it's just Jigsaw? No,
He's
he does.
Jigsaw / John Kramer.
John Kramer, of course.
That's his name in this movie.
He's kind of dealing with brain tumor and comes across this service that can help him get rid of it that's in Mexico. It's not FDA approved and all this, and he basically has a month to live. So he goes down there. It's Saw X, and some crazy stuff goes down. It's got an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is it's awfully high. I don't know what I think. Spiral was rotten, and I'm pretty sure Jigsaw.
No, this is the highest rated Saw movie of the entire franchise. I think the first Saw movie
really
is at maybe a 60 or like a 55, and that was the highest. A Saw movie has not reached certified fresh or even fresh in general. So
that's
huge deal.
crazy. Because I think the first Saw movie is like really, really good, but it's
great.
it's also one of those franchises where like these types of movies didn't really exist until like Saw, The Sixth Sense, like the movies that have like a genuine unexpected twist that like polarized audiences. I think that was, oh my God, Saw 3.
See, you could add up all of their scores, and it would probably be at what
The first
Saw
one's
X
a
is.
50. But again,
Yeah,
it's
but
one of
look at
those
the audience,
franchises
though.
that, yeah, it's an audience favorite. Jigsaw 89. I liked Jigsaw. I liked Spiral. But yeah, this one at a certified 80 is just, very unexpected. Definitely one of the main reasons I actually wanted to go see it. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. I liked what they tried to do with the story, where they really all of these movies, they try to give it like a genuine story to make up for all the goriness that is the main attraction for a film like this, is to basically watch people cut their limbs off and try to like rip their eyeballs out and like before getting killed by Jigsaw, whatever. Which I fucking hate. Hate that. Everything about it, I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like the traps. I don't like the blood. I hate it. But I like the story behind it and what they did with John Kramer. And that's what kept me going in this movie. I close my eyes for the other stuff because it makes me want to puke in my popcorn
Oh
bucket.
my God, dude!
Hate it. I'm sorry.
Go to
I
a
don't.
movie for this
It's
shit,
literally,
and then you cover your eyes. Like, oh my God, that's like going to a concert and wearing earmuffs.
That's a good analogy.
Thank you.
I don't disagree with you. That's a really good analogy. It's like going to Taylor Swift and then just like watching.
Okay, we didn't have to bring her up. Okay, I'm gonna talk now.
Sorry.
Saw X. Yeah, no, this one I was really happy with the direction that it took, and it made you feel like where in the other movies you were just like, oh, this Jigsaw, he's just kind of an entity that's out there. Nah, he's a real person.
Puts a face to the name, man.
And just the way it ties into shit. And apparently this takes place like between the first and second movies. So
really?
Yeah. Because I looked up a timeline because before I saw it, I was like, what do I need to have seen before this? And it said that it fell between 1 and 2 somewhat if you were to watch it in that order.
When does Amanda make her way into the franchise for the viewer? Because I recognize her, but I don't remember what. She's from the first movie?
She was in the very first trap. The reverse bear trap. The reverse bear trap.
Right, and then she's kind of his like mentee for forever.
But you don't find out until later.
Does she appear?
Yes.
She appears in a lot of the films, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not like she's in the second one. Like, remember when they're in the house and they have to try to escape? She was in that. She gets thrown into the pit of needles. And she has to like claw her way out, type of thing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I vaguely remember these because I watched them all on like a car DVD player that you like hook up to the back of a headrest and watch it. And I watched it on a 45-hour drive to San Antonio, Texas. I watched every single Saw movie back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Other than Jigsaw and Spiral, which I saw in theaters after the fact. But that's how I watched every Saw movie for the first time. And it was pretty insane to watch them all like that. I'm not going to lie. Because like that, this is the type of movie where we mentioned earlier, you can watch it on a box TV with 480p. Like you can do that and get exactly what you need to get out of these movies. And I really appreciate what they do with the story and the twists and turns. It's kind of like every other long-winded horror franchise, like Scream or Halloween, where they just keep hitting you with twists. Like, oh, it's this now. Like, oh, okay, I'm along for the ride because I already showed up at the theater. But again, it's that gory stuff. They do it well, and the traps are elaborate and genius and really entertaining. But it is also like murder porn in a sense. It's like I get the draw. I get it, but you guys know me. It just makes me sick.
I think this one had the most humanity to it. Because you see everything that is going on, everything behind the scenes, the way they reveal like who's involved and when like you see them like for the first time and then you go, oh, okay, they were part of this. But it just kind of shows the motive behind the madness. And I think Tobin Bell has just made this Jigsaw character very iconic in the horror franchise. And
for sure,
apparently I don't think they need another movie. I think this is like a good call it right there.
How do you feel
Because
about his motives? Because
I-
it's so
they're valid.
conflicting. It's almost like the motives of like a Thanos, where it's like, okay, it's like the greatest good, whatever. He's trying to teach people a lesson. He's trying to do a service. It's almost laughable because of how he does it and the way he tries to explain it to people as well. Like, oh yeah, no, like I work with like just improving people's lives, and like I'm like, what is this guy talking about?
Hey, he does.
Yeah,
he does. And the thing is the people in this one of them was very close. That's all I'm gonna say. They were very close.
Yeah.
But it's all in the first. If you don't start trying to save yourself in the first 10 seconds, you're fucked. That's all I'm gonna say. Is you can't go, oh my god, and then half your clock is gone. It's
Dude,
like,
you got 3 minutes.
You gotta go, okay, I have this stuff. What do I do? And I had a talk with a coworker about it. They're like, oh, well, all of them are set up so that you can survive. So yeah, I'd do it. And I'm like, well, yeah, but the thing is are you used to having constant pain inflicted on yourself? Like, like people can't tickle themselves or anything like that. Like, it's weird doing stuff to yourself, but then you have to,
because every
break your
instinct in
hand.
your body is telling you not to do that.
Mhm.
So it's like it's you are set up to fail. And if someone wins one of these games, I'm shocked, because
they have.
And they have many times, but it's usually like the final girl aspect. But that's another thing that bothers me with his motives. Is like, oh, I'm trying to help people, but these games are not very winnable. They hardly ever are.
It's I can kind of see why he does it like that, because this movie explains it really well. It's his life on the line. He has no other choice. What are they really doing to him? And then you find out. And so after that, you go, oh, I can kind of see why his motives are pretty valid, because he's doing all this shit to people, but look what they've done to him.
I did care about him in this movie, and it was a very conflicting feeling to care about Jigsaw. So
I would say watch it. Like, if you don't see it in theaters, fine, watch it on streaming. But if you like Saw movies, but you also like a little bit of heart thrown in, you'll understand when you watch it.
Interesting. I've never heard it pitched that way, but I did want to add on to what Nate just said. I have not seen Saw X, but if you're listening to this podcast right now, it is available to rent on streaming, so you can rent it right now and watch it at home. And that's what I'm going to do this week. So I will check it out in a couple of days here.
Or you can still see it in theater and feel really uncomfortable while you're eating food that you paid $16 for.
No,
it was me and one other guy, and he was very quiet and polite, so it was awesome.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Did you guys hold hands at the end?
John, I swear to God.
Okay. I feel like there was an opportunity there.
No, not for me.
All right. Well, we can go on and move on to our next film here, which I may be the only one that saw this, but I'll give you guys a quick little review on it. It's The Exorcist Believer with that lady from Handmaid's Tale, Ann Coulter. What's her name?
Ann Dowd.
Thank you, Spencer, so much. It does feel like I'm on the spot here since nobody else saw it, but when you ask somebody, hey, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen? And they were born in the 70s or 80s, most likely they're going to say The Exorcist. And that always stuck with me, because I remember seeing The Exorcist on TV, and it always just seemed crazy. It just seemed, I don't know. There's so many possession movies out there where it becomes so exhausting to see another one and another one and another one. I probably have 3 or 4 on my list in the past year that it's a struggle to get them even halfway up there, just because it's such an overdone concept. But this one, I didn't hate it. Like, and I was very surprised to see the critical response as low as it was, because I did think it had some genuinely crazy moments. I liked the storytelling in this movie. The girls made me want to puke, which is usually a good thing. for a movie like this if it makes me feel that way. And I don't know. I feel like it accomplished what it set out to do. I mean, it's not the greatest movie ever, but I guess when you have to put it up against a movie like The Exorcist, which is just such an iconic horror movie, you're setting yourself up for failure. Is that the guy? Is that David Gordon Green or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Wow. Now I know why it failed. You see that video. He's like, "Did you take my picture yet?" Yeah, we're just gonna go with that one. I don't know why the creator of Pineapple Express made this movie, but he did make the 3 kind of garbage Halloween movies. Prince Avalanche. Oh my god, I want to go paint some lines on a road, you son of a bitch. Yeah, it's I didn't mind it. I think when these movies, when it gets to the exorcism, the actual exorcism, I tune out because it's like. If you really think about it, I think of the actors in this room. They're doing these crazy seances. They're screaming out of a Bible. It's laughable. It's silly. I just can't really get behind it. And you get the conclusion that you expect. There's nothing unexpected here. It's an exorcism. I didn't really believe. But at the end of the day, I didn't hate myself watching this. I thought it was an okay movie. I liked the kind of storyline with the father and the daughter. So yeah, it's. I guess you can skip it. I guess I'm right around the 60% mark. I would give this a 3 out of 5. It's fresh for me. So that's The Exorcist Believer. Didn't hate it. I think for a horror fan of the franchise, doesn't hurt to check it out, but just lower your expectations. Okay.
It's just disappointing that it's this generic and lazy, I guess, from the sounds of it. It just doesn't seem like it's anything special. And I mean, maybe it's because it's them trying to make a legacy sequel that they shouldn't.
I didn't think the original Exorcist was that special. I would be honest with you.
Off.
I don't think it's like. It may be because I didn't. I think when you see it at the time, it came out
incredible
the way it was intended. You're gonna like it's a groundbreaking film at the time. But since I've seen so much shit with the same concept, it watered it down for me because I just know what it's going to be. So that I don't know. It's not like The Conjuring or something for me. Like or It Follows, like just one of those like iconic horror movies. I don't know.
What they needed to do was make a movie about a group of friends who are going to visit the location shoot of where they did the original Exorcist. They're messing around. They get drunk. One of them falls down that flight of stairs and gets killed. It awakens Pazuzu. There, you've got a unique tie-in to the original, and you've got a bunch of shitty podcast kids trying to save each other.
You should copyright that concept. I kind of like that.
They're just out walking around like, hey, isn't this the house where the father jumped out the way? The guy's like, all right, come on, quit.
Who falls? Which one of us falls?
Probably me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd be trying to like pretend to show how it happened, and in reality, I just leap off second story window and I just go down the stairs. So yeah, probably
so much Mario Kart that there's an actual banana peel, and you're like, hey guys, look, it doesn't actually do it, and then you go.
So I did go to the movie theater and I saw a new movie, but it wasn't any of the mainstream movies that you guys just talked about. But the movie that I checked out, I'll just do a quick little recommend here. It is a movie called When Evil Lurks.
So was that the movie you saw or at the theaters?
It's at the theaters.
Wow.
Yeah, it's playing near you. I
already like it.
Specified it. Yeah, this movie, I didn't know much about it. I just heard that it was a disturbing horror movie. It's a Spanish horror movie that is in theaters. It's distributed by Shudder. It's actually going to be on Shudder on October 27th. So if you have that streaming service, you can watch it on October 27th. But this movie is so fucked up. It is so disturbing. It is so haunting. It is basically like The Wailing, but at an hour and 40 minutes, so it's a lot shorter. This movie basically thinks that children are the devil and that they are horrible, and does not shy away from brutally murdering children on screen. It is so intense.
Sold.
This movie is just crazy. It's over the top. I didn't know anything going in. I didn't see a frame of the movie before I went and saw it. So I just wanted to check it out, and I definitely recommend it. It fucked up my day after I watched it. I went home and just kind of sat on my couch and stared at my feet for like an hour and just thought about it, because it's just like it's a slow build. It doesn't really have any jump scares. It's just very unsettling dread that you just can't do anything about, and the characters can't do anything about, and they try, but it's just like it's beyond their control. And like that type of concept is just so unsettling sometimes when it's done right. And I think this movie did it right. So When Evil Lurks, it's going to be on Shudder on October 27th, but it is playing in theaters. Like John, I looked at your theaters; it's playing like at everyone near you.
Okay,
so
that's good to know.
It did somehow get a release, and my audience was very vocal during some scenes. Oh my god!
I mean, yeah, mutilating and murdering children, I can imagine would get some audible reactions. That's you sold me though. I'm not gonna lie. That's alluring. Fucked up way. Like I do want to go see it.
I guess that's what happens when evil lurks.
Yeah, exactly.
It do be lurking.
It's dark and twisted and super intense, but it's cool. It's a unique possession film with the possession genre, like that gets stale and tiresome. So it does unique things with it that I really appreciated and hadn't seen before. So I do want to recommend it. When Evil Lurks, great theater experience.
Boom.
Yeah.
So maybe after you get out of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie, you just hop over to the When Evil Lurks theater.
Yeah,
and just end your night.
Great double feature. Yeah, bring your kids.
Exactly. Or do a triple. Go see Paw Patrol as well. You know,
Saw Patrol.
There's a lot of interesting double features you could do right now.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. I feel like we fired through these movies, guys, but yeah, we're staying right on top of it. Just take your time with Mainstream Boy Trivia. But this is going to be a nice, clean, easy listening type of episode. Are you ready for some trivia?
Throw it in the oven.
All right.
It's time for the answers to know this fact. For the questions I'm about to ask, like
what is the capital of Bolivia? It's
Mainstream Boy Trivia.
Yeah. Okay, Molly, you can get down.
Molly.
Wow.
She jumped up here. That wasn't my intention.
You
but
said her on the floor.
Welcome. No, I placed her gently. Welcome everybody to Mainstream Boy Trivia. This is the segment where all these guys, they get some trivia questions that I make for them.
Guys.
You know, Nate and Spencer, Ducky. Where basically I make a category of my choosing, whether it's mainstream or not, and these guys are forced to answer said questions. Whoever gets 3 correct answers first becomes Mainstream Boy of the Week. I can just see the smiles, the joy emptying out of you, just like the blood of Dracula, almost, if you will. But here we are. Here we are, everybody. What is the topic of the week? Is it horror related?
No, because you told us it wasn't.
It's not. That's a really good guess. It is not horror related because I do not have that knowledge. I don't know if it's on the next slide, but the topic of this week is what would it be? You ready?
I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah. No, it's not that either. The topic of this week is name the movie from the cast. Each question will feature 3 cast members, and your job is to name what is that movie. Okay.
I'm screwed.
My original idea this week was going to be to put a photo of a Funko Pop, and you had to tell me what's the character's name and what movie is it from. But I figured that wouldn't be as engaging for audio listeners, so scrapped that idea and did this instead. But yeah, the first dude to guess 3 correct will be Mainstream Boy of the Week. Are you ready?
Well, you've got to say good luck.
Good luck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Question 1. Do you want to add it to the stage or no?
Sure.
Okay. So everybody can play along. Question 1, everybody. This one, you're going to have to think. It's a weird one. I chose some weird ones, but I also chose some ones that I think will be, both of you should be able to get them to make it an even playing ground. Here we go. Tina Fey, Ty Burrell, and Ricky Gervais. Name that movie. Ducky.
The Invention of Lying.
No, that is incorrect. Is not The Invention of Lying. That's a good guess, though. Isn't Jennifer Gardner in that movie?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to allow as multiple guesses because we have 6 questions here. Oh, Nate?
Baby Mama.
Baby Mama's incorrect. I will give you a hint. I'm going to give hints after you both guess incorrectly. This film features Jason Segel as well, I think. Nate?
Sex Tape.
It is not Sex Tape. Spencer, you can still buzz in again. We're going until we get the correct answer.
Tina Fey, Ty Burrell, Ricky Gervais, and possibly Jason Segel.
Jason Segel, this is a good hint, is not in this one.
So like it threw me off. So I've been thinking of a ton of Jason Segel movies, but none of the other 3 are in them. So I'm down the wrong train of thought. So that doesn't help. Give me one more person from the cast.
Okay.
And this counts for both Nate and I.
Tony Bennett's in the movie.
Tony Bennett. Okay.
He's a singer. Tony Bennett. Yeah, Tony Bennett. And Rob Corddry and P. Diddy is in it.
I'd say we just go on to question number 2.
No, I'm going to give another hint that's not cast related.
You going to pick Spencer?
Oh, Ducky?
Oh, no. Let's skip it.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay. No. Sorry. Muppets Most Wanted. Okay. All right. Because I started to think, wait, Jason Segel is in the Muppets, and I'm like, oh wait, yeah,
he's in the first one. He's not in the sequel. Yeah, for some reason he wasn't in the sequel. So
yeah, okay. I finally got it.
2014's Muppets Most Wanted.
Jason Segel ended up helping.
He for some reason was too busy to do the sequel. I'm not really sure why.
All right.
Also, I think the woman. Who was the woman in the first one with the redhead?
It was Amy Adams.
Yeah, she didn't want to do it either. Anyways, question 2. Spencer's up 1-0. Here we go. I'll say that the movies after this one are not as ridiculous. Question 2. The cast is Helen Mirren, Bruce Greenwood, and John Voight. Ducky.
Red 2.
That is incorrect. Is not Red 2. Nate?
National Treasure.
That is incorrect.
Ducky. Hold on, wait, I'll type it too. National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
That's correct. It is National Treasure 2.
Of course you would put that.
Helen Mirren is not in the first
ass.
one, and neither is Bruce Greenwood. He's the president in the second movie. Come on, you guys.
I wouldn't have gotten it.
Stupid.
It's a National Treasure.
Okay. See, this is good, right? I just made this game up.
Yeah,
Here we go.
So good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, question 3, Spencer up 2-0. Question 3, and the cast is. I like how Spencer's showing his keyboard on camera as if that's going to give him any competitive.
I don't have anything typed out, so you're probably
Blake Lively, John Hamm, and Chris Cooper. All right. Looks like Ducky buzzed in first.
The Town.
correct. It is The Town. Wow. With a clean sweep, Spencer, 3-0. I'm going to say you have to get 4 to win today.
No,
because you're doing so
okay,
well.
that's dumb. Okay, no. Spencer
It's
won.
okay. Spencer won, but let's see if he can get them all right. Here we go. I want Nate to get 1. Here we go. Spencer with the win. He's mainstream boy of the week.
5.
Here we go. Cast number 4. Meryl Streep, Laura Dern, and Florence Pugh. Use that noggin. Nate, you love this movie.
I've never seen this movie.
How about this? Saoirse
I know.
Also-
I've never
I already
seen
know
it.
the answer. But Spencer already did it.
Oh.
So.
Nate and I
Spencer?
both knew the answer almost immediately. I guarantee.
Wait, who buzzed in first? Nate did.
Neither
didn't buzz.
one of us has officially buzzed in, but we both
Spencer
know the
did.
answer.
Spencer, it says you did it at 8:27, and that was
It was 30
Yeah,
seconds
so-
ago.
That
Here
was
you
for
go.
the last. That was for the last one. But
Nate, buzz in.
I don't know it.
Nate and I both know that it's Little Woman because Nate said that he hasn't seen it before.
How have you not seen this movie? Saoirse Rowan's in it. Emma Watson's in it.
I'm not interested in a story that's like 200 years old.
That's a fair point. Yeah, it came out in Christmas. Yeah. This for some reason this girl's in it. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Here we go. Spencer going for 5-0
Oh.
here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The cast is Blake Lively again, Linda Cardellini, and Rupert Friend.
I actually don't know if I know this one.
I'm trying to remember what it is.
Rupert Friend is incredible in that Wes Anderson short, The Swan. Oh my god.
That's the only one I haven't seen actually.
Oh yeah.
I watched all the other ones.
Besides the Henry Sugar, that might be my favorite. Rupert Friend, Linda.
I already know Spencer knows it. He's just playing it off that he doesn't.
If that's the case,
'Cause
the
I
only thing
know.
that I'm thinking of is The Age of Adeline.
That is incorrect. It is not The Age of Adeline. Nate, you
What?
gave this movie a 5 out of 5.
John, I know what the movie is, but I want
Then
to see if
say it!
Spencer knows. I want to know what Spencer
No,
knows. He already won.
Don't. I said The
care.
Age of Adeline. I don't. I'm not trying to
Oh.
think. I'm not
Okay.
faking it.
So you know it.
I wish I did, but I don't.
Spencer? What if I said
Did Nate
I
guess
saw
or
it
no?
twice in theaters.
Oh,
I
so
saw
he
it
knows.
twice in theaters.
so you know it?
I saw it twice in theaters.
He gave it a
Okay, so
5 out of
he's just
5.
Not gonna say it.
I want to know if you got it. I'm helping you.
That's not how I saw this game going. That's okay. I mean, so Nate,
Simple favor.
thank you.
Who the fuck
Thank you
is
so
Rupert
much.
Friend in that movie?
He's the weird
Linda
fashion.
Cardellini.
Remember the fashion douche guy that Anna Kendrick confronts? It's Blake Lively's boss, and he's like this really preppy, like Ford type businessman.
Also,
Because
who's
she-
Linda
Watch this
Cardellini
again.
in that movie?
The girlfriend to Blake Lively who painted the picture and has the knives and stuff like that. She was like an
Oh, wow.
artist.
Damn. That's why I
No.
figured you would get. You were trying to see if
I
Spencer
only
could get
think
all
of
6.
Henry
I got it.
Yeah.
Golding and Anna Kendrick with Simple Favor. I wouldn't have gotten that. Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, we'll go
Because
on to the
I
last
remember
one.
seeing Rupert Friend, and I'm like, why does that name sound familiar? And then I remembered the shorts and the fact that I only know him now from Wes Anderson movies because he was in
I
Asteroid
know
City.
he voiced Prince Charming and Shrek too, but yeah.
Did he really? Wow. I thought that was
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake.
No,
I don't know
that
why
was
I
the
thought
third
that.
movie.
No,
I
that was
always thought
Troll
that was-
too.
Oh, also Anna Kendrick. Okay. For the quote unquote queen sweep, that's not really a queen sweep because Spencer or Nate was letting Spencer win. Here we go. Mahershala Ali, Kate Blanchett,
Planchet.
and Tilda Swinton. Are you IMDbing these?
No, I was gonna type in Ducky, but I guess I won't.
Oh, I
had
don't
to
even
guess.
remember what it is.
But now I'm blanking on the title of the movie. The fuck is that called?
I have typed in Nate. Just
Okay, Nate, go right ahead.
Was it 3,000 Years of Longing?
It is not 3,000 Years of Longing.
Oh, that's Idris Elba, not Mahershala
Yeah,
Ali.
it's Idris.
Kate Blanchett's the one that's throwing me off for whatever
Right.
reason.
What the fuck is
Oh.
that?
If Spencer gives a wrong guess, I will give another actor that's in the movie. But if he gets it right, he gets it right.
Sorry, I just forget what I just typed.
Carol?
I thought that was gonna be my guess because. Kate
Oh,
Blanchett
sorry.
is in Carol.
Okay. Carol's incorrect. It's not Carol.
No. Fuck.
I will say I did not say the lead actor of the film.
Oh, so that's not okay. So that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of that Apple Plus movie that he
I don't
was
think
in,
I've ever heard of
where
this
he like
movie.
lost his memory or something, or there's like a duplicate version of him.
No. This is a
Glenn Close was in it.
this movie
I don't
has
think I know this one.
is over 10 years old.
So 20
directed this.
before 2013. Fuck.
Yeah, before 2013, it is written by a very famous writer, directed by a guy who's made a lot of really good, well-written films. Nate?
The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yay!
Oh my God, holy
it is
shit.
The Curious Case.
I
of
didn't know that
Benjamin
Tilda
Button.
Swinton or Mahershala Ali were in that movie. I had no
I didn't
idea.
either until I made this, and I was trying to
Okay.
make them hard because if I said Brad Pitt, then you would have gotten it. So, yeah.
I also know that Viola Davis is in that movie.
She's really good.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, Eric Roth directed it. He also
You
or
know,
not
he wrote
directed
it. David
He wrote
Fincher.
it.
Yeah.
Didn't right? Yeah, Eric Roth, which is always funny because I have a friend named Eric Roth, and whenever I see
Same.
his
He was in
name,
my psych class.
Eric
was-
Roth
yeah,
also wrote
he went
Dune.
to yeah. He also wrote something recently that just came out, I think. Or
Dune too.
well, there's Dune. He did Mank.
No, I don't think
He
did
produced
Mank.
it. I'm looking
Produced
at.
it.
He did. What was that other movie? Oh, he wrote Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's all that, everybody. Thanks
Spencer's
for
up
listening.
3-2.
All right, then I'm gonna
3 to
gear
2
the
on
next one to
trivias.
be. Well, if you're gonna do the next trivia, then that's on you. You can do the next trivia. If you guys don't mind it not being horror related, I can do it. It's up to you guys. Whatever you think.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking do it, and I'm gonna make
Okay.
it very difficult. Very difficult.
Can I make my own segment then? Just make up a new segment and then just surprise you with it.
If you
No.
want to.
It's gonna be like guess the Blu-ray that John hasn't opened yet.
All of them.
And I'll just give you a few hints. Every Blu-ray on my shelf, pretty much. Guess the Blu-ray that John spent money on at Goodwill for some reason. Anyways, yeah.
Mockingjay Part 2.
I think I bought that just anyway.
Oh.
Like back
The
in like
Fighter.
2016.
Mark Wahlberg.
That's one
With
of
a
them.
slipcover.
Yeah.
Has a nice slipcover too. Killing
I
Season.
know.
with John Travolta I bought for some reason. Yeah.
Tis the killing season.
Depends on how you look at this time of year. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, subscribing, hitting that plus button in the upper right-hand corner, and following us on Apple Podcasts. That way you never miss an episode. You can follow us on Instagram.
Are people
at Those
doing
Movie
that?
Dudes. Most should. Most should. If you are an Apple
Oh.
Podcast, you want to hit that plus button in the upper right-hand corner. That way you never miss an episode. And leave us a review. And be like, hey, these guys are the absolute coolest fellas I've ever seen on the internet talking about movies. A lot of people that talk about movies on the internet, they're not all those movie dudes. You know what I mean?
Well,
Throw it in the oven.
yeah.
Yep. I'm going to go preheat my oven to 600 degrees and toss my head in there and press it right down on the grates. But that's going to do it for me, everybody. Hopefully see you guys in 2 weeks to talk about Poltergeist. Woo! Let's go.
Ghosts.
I have no idea what comes out for new releases, but I'm sure we'll have some stuff to talk about.
Oh, we'll get to it, everybody. Don't you worry.
Ghosts.
See you guys then.
Ghosts.
Not a sponsor.